Hello all and welcome to today's video. My name is John McFall and I want to welcome you to the McFallRI channel where I teach you how to make $25 to $30 an hour doing food delivery, and I also teach you how to make semi-passive income. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the fact that sometimes when you go out to do food delivery, you're not going to have the best day. Doing food delivery is not like having a job where you go and you make a set amount per hour every hour that you work and you're guaranteed that amount. Food delivery is completely opposite in that you will go out some days and you will just be hitting it, and you might make $30 or $35 or $40 an hour, and there's other days that you might make only $15 or $20 an hour. This is not like having a job, and I kind of want to talk to you about it today and kind of tell you how to look at the overall bigger picture. Before we get into the topic, I would like to ask you, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, and also want to talk to you about my Metrics Spreadsheet. I put a Metrics Spreadsheet together for you guys so you could keep track of your numbers, and I'm going to throw it up here on the screen real quick so you guys can take a quick look at it. If you look on the left-hand side, you'll see I always put my start time and my end time. This gives me the total time that I've worked. I also put in the miles, and then if you head to the right, you're going to see for each individual app, I put the dollars that I've made, the time that I worked, along with the number of deliveries. Then head to the bottom and you'll see that it calculates out what your average dollar per hour, dollar per mile, along with your average per order. If you want to know how well you're doing when you're out here doing food delivery, the only way that you can is to keep track of your numbers. This is why I've put this spreadsheet together for you, so head down into my description and go grab it for yourself. And with that, let's get into the topic. So the reason that I wanted to bring this up today is because the guy that teaches you how to make $25 to $30 an hour doing food delivery, I went into Auburn a few nights ago and I worked a few hours, and by the time my shift was over, I had made $17 an hour for the 3 hours that I was out. That's right, I was not making a whole lot of money. And sometimes when you go out, you might get into a situation where you find that you just are not getting the orders on your phone to get you the money that you're looking to get. So I wanted to kind of break it down for you and kind of tell you how I approach it when I have bad nights, because you're going to have these every once in a while, and you're not going to be able to make the money that you want to get when you go out to do food delivery. Most all of my food delivery playlist has me talking to you about downloading my Metrics spreadsheet, and the reason that I ask you to go download it for yourself is to help yourself out. Because what you're going to find when you start plugging those numbers into that Metrics spreadsheet is you're going to find your overall average of what you make when you go out here and do food delivery. If you know the apps, if you know your marketplace, if you know the strategies to make that $25 to $30 an hour, and you go out and you have a bad night, if you have your metrics documented on a spreadsheet like the one I give away, you're going to see that overall that is not going to really affect your overall dollars per hour average over a period of time. So just like any other business, when you're doing food delivery, you're going to have good days and bad days. And what you can do is keep track of your numbers, and over time you can see how well you do. And if that number is lower than you would like it to be, then you need to check out what you're doing when you're out there doing food delivery and maybe tweak your strategies a little bit so that you can get up to that $25 to $30 an hour. My food delivery playlist, it has a ton of strategies in there to help you get to that amount. And if you find that you're not making that $25 to $30 an hour, go check out those videos and kind of get some ideas and see what you need to tweak so that you can get better at doing food delivery. A lot of people are not in this top 10% that makes that $25 to $30 an hour because they don't understand the apps, they don't understand their marketplace, and they don't know the advanced strategies to make that really good money when they're out there. And if you go and learn those strategies and you put them in place in your marketplace, you'll find that you'll be able to go out there and make that $25 to $30 an hour. At the same time, though, understand that there are going to be some days when you go out and you're not going to be able to get that $25 to $30 an hour. But if you consistently implement the strategies, overall your income will be in that good $25 to $30 an hour range. I know that I make in my marketplace in Fort Wayne, Indiana and Auburn, Indiana, I can consistently make $25 to $30 an hour because I know where I am with my numbers and I know what my numbers produce when I go out there because I keep track of them. So understand that if you are out and you are going to doing food delivery and you have a bad day, it's okay to have a bad day every once in a while. There are days too when I go out and my dollars per mile absolutely tank. There's days where I literally will make $1 per mile and that is it because that is what my marketplace is throwing at me. But my overall average dollar per mile is still hovering around $1.85 or $1.90 right now because I know that this number is good because I keep track of those numbers for myself. If I find that I'm having a consistent problem of getting lower dollars per hour or dollars per mile, then I switch up what I'm doing so I can improve what I'm doing out there. So I have a couple recommendations for you. You know, obviously when you go out, there are going to be times when you have a bad day. But my first recommendation is if you want to really know and understand how you're doing when you're out here doing food delivery, start keeping track of your numbers. Once you get to a certain point, there is a point that you're going to reach that you're not going to have to really rely on the metrics to know how you're doing when you're out there, because as you gain education, as you gain experience, as you understand your marketplace better, as you understand how the apps work in your marketplace, you're just going to intuitively know how to go out there and get that consistent money when you are going out. But if you've never kept track of your metrics before, or you know, if you're just starting out, it is really important that you guys keep track of these numbers, because these numbers are very telling and they will tell you how you're doing. And if you see that you're not making that $25 to $30 an hour when you're going out there, you need to start implementing strategies and you need to start looking at the orders a little bit more closely so that you can tweak what you're doing out there to bump yourself up to that $25 to $30 an hour. If I walked out of my marketplace, which is the main one I work is Fort Wayne, Indiana, because it produces very good for me. If I were to walk out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I were to go to another marketplace, I would definitely start keeping track of my metrics again until I know and understand that marketplace and see what I'm doing in there and seeing where I need to improve. So it's really important, if you want to make sure that those bad days aren't compiled on top of each other and you consistently are making that low dollars, you gotta keep track of those numbers. The second thing you got to do is you've really got to analyze the apps in your marketplace. You've got to understand how they work. When I go to Auburn myself and I turn on DoorDash and Uber Eats, I know that DoorDash is going to consistently send me orders most of the time. So I know when I go into that marketplace that I've got to focus on DoorDash. However, I also have Uber Eats, but there are some shifts when I go into Auburn that Uber Eats sends me absolutely nothing. There's other nights when I go there that they will send me 3, 4, 5 orders in a 2 or 3 hour period, and they will pay me very well when I'm up there. I know this because I understand how they work in that marketplace. When I go down into Fort Wayne, I know that GrubHub is the first one that I turn on because that's the one that makes me the most money. Uber Eats is second, but they don't send me as many orders as GrubHub does. And then finally, DoorDash is on the bottom end there, and they take care of me when the other two don't have anything for me at a particular moment of time. And then finally, you have got to know your marketplace. You have got to know and understand the marketplace like the back of your hand. And what I mean by this is you have got to, number one, come up with your own sweet spots in that marketplace, which is a area where there's restaurants and there's neighborhoods, and you know when you go to this particular area that you can get orders on DoorDash, you can get orders on Uber Eats, you can get orders on GrubHub in this particular area. And you should come up with 3 to 4 of these different areas that you know that you can go to, so that one day when you go out and that first area isn't producing, you've got another 2 or 3 areas that you can go tap into to go find the money that you want to make. And then finally, you have got to understand how to navigate your marketplace the best so that you are not wasting time when you're out there. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and understand when you go out here and do food delivery, even if you are, knocking it out of the park and getting that $25 to $30 an hour, there will be times when you are going to be not making a whole lot of money. We all have bad days, and that's okay. I'm okay with having a bad day every once in a while, because I know on the backside I will have a really good day to make up for it. So make sure that you take into consideration these things that I've told you. And if you're starting out, or if you are a veteran driver and you've never kept track of your numbers, maybe go track them and see where you are, so that you can see if you need to improve. So I want to remind you, head down in my description to go grab that Metrics Spreadsheet. I've also got some other great tools in there, which is the Beans app and SimplyWise and QuickBooks Self-Employed. These are apps that I use all the time when I'm out here doing food delivery. Also would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel and like this video. And finally, I want to leave you with, I hope that you are out there getting the money that you and your family deserve. And with that, I want to say thanks.